Alright, what I'll do, since I had some time today, I'm going to go over the ones you had wrong. So, here they're asking for a formula that's in slope-intercept form. That's what this one is right here. Slope-intercept form. So it's saying our y is a -4. We're just substituting. Our slope, m, is a -3/4. And our x is a 6. We don't know what our b is. So, technique we said is multiply every item by the lowest common denominator, which is 4. That way we'll get rid of all our fractions here. So this becomes a -16. Here the 4's cancel out, so this becomes a -18 plus 4b. Now we're going to transpose this to the other side so we can solve for b eventually. On this side it becomes a +18, so we get 2 equals 4b. And then we divide both sides by 4. And we get b equals 1/2. Okay? So now we write the equation. Y equals, we know our slope from before, a -3/4 x. And now we have our new b value, which is our y-intercept, plus 1/2. And that's what they're giving us for an answer. And there's the steps to get it. Now, my suggestion is erase all this. All right, I had a little phone call come in there, but again, if you have to go back, you can always rewind. Now, in reading this, we don't know how many bags of 8% that we have to mix with 5 bags of this percent to end up with bags altogether that are 9%. Now, to do this, I have to fiddle with it a little bit. I'm going to add a 0 there. Doesn't mean anything, it's just a third decimal place, and a 0 there. Now, we said a good technique is to multiply each term by something to get rid of all the decimal places. So each of these now have 3 decimal places. So I'm just going to multiply everything by 1,000, and I get rid of all my decimal places. So my new equation will be this. So much easier to work with than all those decimal points. So this is 80x. This is 5 times 106. 90 times this. So I transpose the 80 to this side, get 10x, subtract this from both sides, get 80, divide both sides by 10, I get x equals 8. And that's what they're saying the correct answer is. So for this one, as I distribute, I get 12g plus 48 minus 12g minus 48 equals 0. So everything cancels out on this side, so we have 0 equals 0. Is that a true statement? Yes. I see you got the concept right where you might have gotten the 0, but it's 0 equals 0. These are an identity. So the answer is, for any identity, all real numbers. Whenever you end up with a true statement, there's no more letters. See, we don't have g equals 0, we have 0 equals 0. So we did a little bit of this as a review. When an equation is in standard form and we want to graph it, a good technique is to make this special kind of t-chart. Put that in your notes. This is called an x and y intercept t-chart. So we're now going to say x is 0 here. This x is 0. So we have a -15y equals 5. Y will equal a -1. Just divide both sides by a -15, because this canceled out. That was 0. 5 times 0 is 0. All right, now if y is 0, this part cancels out. Negative 15 times 0 is 0. So we have 5y equals 15. Divide both sides by 5. We get y equals 3. Now when we graph that, we have our y-intercept here, 0, negative 1, which is right there. And we have 3, 0, which is right there. So there's our line. Get our line tool, and it looks sort of like that. And it's this one down here, which is what they're saying the correct answer is. Okay? And it says find the y-intercept of the slope of the graph, and then graph. Okay, well there's the graph. Now if we want to find the slope and the y-intercept from something like this, the way we do that is to write it in slope-intercept here. Y equals mx plus b again. So we have y equals our slope, which is 1/3 x, and then our y-intercept was in this form. This is the official form of writing it. Y 0 comma the y value, which is 0 comma b, so our y value is negative 1. And that's the solution of this one. Okay, this one is giving you what they want to do as total cost and total revenue. So if you take your revenue and subtract the cost, that will give you the profit. So that's what they're looking for here. You subtract the cost from the revenue, and there's the revenue, and you have to put the cost in parentheses, because now when you remove the parentheses, then this stays the same. Well, this is 20x subtracted from 85, which will give you 65x, and this is just minus. Okay, so again, another way of doing that, you could have written the step, take away the parenthesis, this becomes negative. Taking away the parenthesis, this becomes negative here as well. And then you can take away the parentheses now. So 85x minus 20x is 65x, and just this. So as it's not too confusing, we'll do it in steps here. So we said whenever you have system of equations, put them in standard form. So I transposed the a, became a positive a, plus 4b. I did that one wrong, didn't I? Okay, that's better. Equals 2. So I want something to cancel out here. So if I multiply the top equation by a negative 3, we said, then our a's would cancel out. So let me write it underneath. So this is a negative 3a. This will be a negative 12b. And this is going to be a negative 6. And I don't know if you see what's happening. This is 0. This is going to be 0. And this is 0. Well, actually, these equations were the same. So when we have the same set of equations, there is an infinite number of solutions, and we write the answer in set builder notation, which is a comma b is such that, and you could write either of these equations, a plus 4b equals 2. And that's the answer. Now, if you did this and it worked out that this side was 0 and this side was 8 or not the same number, then it would be no solution. But the way it is here, these are the same equations. The lines would be right on top of each other. Okay, well, that was the last one, and we kept it to just under 10 minutes.